This year, I introduced House Bill 5139, which would create a regulatory sandbox for financial products and services. This would help Illinois grow as a global business hub, an emerging center of tech innovation, while also increasing consumer choice and consumer protection. The House of Representatives voted 93-4 in favor of the regulatory sandbox bill. This overwhelming bipartisan support shows that nearly every member of this body recognizes the benefits to the Illinois economy and to Illinois consumers. Unfortunately, House Bill 5139 has stumbled in the Senate. Some consumer advocacy organizations have called the regulatory sandbox a Trojan horse that will allow unscrupulous companies to take advantage of Illinois consumers. They are simply wrong. The Illinois regulatory sandbox is part of a global initiative that has already taken hold in Arizona, the United Kingdom, Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and Australia, among other countries and locations. The bill will provide the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, our state financial regulatory agency, the tools it needs to create customized regulations for innovative products that benefit Illinois consumers. Companies young and old, large and small, are using new technology to create innovative consumer finance products and services that can lower costs for consumers. However, many of these new products do not fit within a regulatory structure that was created before the wide-scale adoption of smartphones, home internet connections, or even personal computers. Since existing regulations do not contemplate these innovative products, they are prevented from coming to market. Our state regulator is tasked with enforcing these regulations, but does not have the authority to closely evaluate some innovative products and allow them to be made available to Illinois consumers under customized regulations. This results in some companies bypassing our state for business opportunities, or companies disregarding regulations altogether and operating under the radar in Illinois. The regulatory sandbox would change this. My bill allows the state regulatory agency to thoroughly examine a technologically innovative product which has no comparable widespread use and allow it to come to market on a limited scale for a short period of time. Every applicant will be thoroughly vetted before being issued a license, which can only affect up to 5,000 Illinoisans for a period of up to 18 months. And it will be closely watched during that period. To keep the product on a short lease, regulators would conduct examinations of the company at any time and immediately shut it down if a problem arises. The regulatory sandbox encourages companies currently operating under the radar without regulatory oversight to come into the regulated space where our state regulator can provide consumer protection. It will also provide an incentive for businesses to expand in Illinois or come to our state for the first time. In addition, some entrenched businesses also oppose the sandbox for fear it would create competition and lower prices for consumers. We should all encourage competition that will benefit consumers, and that is exactly what this regulatory sandbox and this bill does. This pro-business and pro-consumer bill has many bipartisan proponents. Chicago's growing community of tech companies sees the sandbox as a way for a small company with limited access in a structured environment to bring innovative products to market. And some established businesses also see the advantages of testing new products to grow their operations in Illinois. Additionally, the sandbox acts as a global beacon to companies around the world to bring their innovative products to Illinois and build up their companies as part of our state economy. Unfortunately, the anti-innovation forces have convinced some senators to disregard the bipartisan support of the House of Representatives and oppose the regulatory sandbox. Illinois' financial technology community, our state regulatory agency IDFPR, and all the other proponents of innovation, consumer choice, and consumer protection remain ready and willing to set the record straight. There is no question that the regulatory sandbox is pro-business and pro-consumer. It will enable IDFPR as our state regulator to better protect consumers. I'm asking the Senate to reevaluate its stance on the regulatory sandbox. Let's get House Bill 5139 back on track so that Illinois can grow as a global business hub and a center of tech innovation.